Hello, it is Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword, so we're going to be solving a gentle, early week themed crossword today. I'm going to be solving it at the normal speed. I think the resounding opinion from yesterday's solve, with which I agree, is that I shouldn't be doing those silent speed solves anymore. I'm not going to. Next Monday, I'll do the standard speed solve in which I do read to the best of my ability as I'm solving quickly. Anyway, worth trying everything once, and irrelevant today because it's a Tuesday crossword. So this ordinarily solved edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Dre, Casey Brandt, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, sustain this channel, keep this whole thing going, and for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to them and to everybody who's a patron of the channel. If you'd like to become one yourself, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find the bonus videos there. And for benefactors like those five, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thank you again to everybody who supports the channel. I really do appreciate it. And thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube. That's a big help. So is engaging with the channel in any other of the ways YouTube offers. And finally, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, nice friendly chat community, linked in the description field as well. So let's get on to today's crossword, a debut construction by Julia Hopner, who's constructed this themed Tuesday puzzle for us. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It should be fairly approachable. Let's find out if it is, and let's start solving. Campy rock subgenre of the early 1970s. Is it glam rock? Sort of think of that as going further than the sort of into the 80s a bit. But I don't know. That would still be my first guess. Precious stones, gems. There we go. That'll be it. Future JD's exam. JD is Juris Doctor, so that's probably the law school admissions test. Okay, so I think this is glam rock. Okay, fair enough. Well, there we go. Okay, skin affliction, acne could be an example of that. Let's see if that works. But let's look at this first. Worked with what's available. If you worked with what's available, you made do. You just used what was there. Social activity that one tries to get out of. Escape plan? I mean, that would be the way you get out of it, not the social activity itself. Escape room. Right, okay. That's good. Yes, that's a social activity in the sense that an escape room is a sort of game you play with friends, and you go somewhere, and then you're trapped in a room, and you have to solve puzzles to get out of it. I have done a few of these, not in several years, but there we go. Escape room, a social activity that one tries to get out of. That's a very cleverly clued entry there. I like that a lot. Okay, read carefully or leisurely. Peruse, yeah. If you sort of peruse a document, that can mean to sort of go through it in a detailed manner, or it can just sort of mean to browse. So, yeah, that is accurate. Mathematician Benoit Blanc, Mandelbrot, coiner of the word fractal. Mandelbrot sets, or Mandelbrot, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not by any means a mathematician, so I don't know that I can speak about this in any great detail, but the Mandelbrot sets are those sets of coordinates or numbers that produce fractal patterns. I'm sure someone can reply in the comments with a much better explanation. Anyway, animation frame, a cell of animation in an animated film. Celestial body would be an orb up in the skies and the cosmos. Water, water everywhere, blank any drop to drink, nor any drop to drink, the rhyme of the ancient mariner. There we go, very classic little bit of poetry. Okay, Johnny B of Song. Johnny B Good is the classic rock and roll song. And dance in single file. A conga line, for instance. A conga is a dance in single file, so there we go. The National Railroad Passenger Corporation, familiarly, that would be Amtrak, the U.S. Sort of publicly owned passenger rail service. All right, so what about this? Conscript. Actually, is Amtrak publicly owned? I guess it's at least partially publicly owned. Anyway, it's certainly at least government subsidized. Conscript is, well, it could be conscript or it could be conscript. So it could be a verb, as in you conscript someone into the military, or it could be a noun, as in you are a conscript in the military. Draw in, or no, I'm not sure what that is. Rank above Viscount. So this would be a member of the aristocracy, and sort of a peer. So an earl would be above a Viscount in the nobility. Stark daughter on Game of Thrones. Ooh, I'm not sure. I've not seen this. This isn't one of the names that I think I've heard and remember from that show. So I'll have to look elsewhere. Former capital of Japan. Kyoto was once the capital of Japan, so there we go. Did not expect that to be a Y, all right. Microorganisms in the digestive tract. I don't know. Could end in an S or maybe even an I. Let's look at this. Opposed to. Oh, right, or an A. If you're opposed to something, you're anti it. Oh, and it just occurred to me, I've not really looked at the theme here. I haven't even mentioned the existence of these shaded cells. So it looks like we're spelling words that run through, that cross over or run through these black cells. It could be the case that the words are split by the black cells. It could be the case that they run through them and the black cells actually represent a letter still, but I don't know which yet, obviously. So let's look at this. Shelter that's pitched. Okay, well, you pitch a tent. Okay, well, that sort of answers my question. This looks like the word rotten without a letter underneath or behind the black cell. Okay, rotten. Don't know what that means yet, obviously. I mean, it's a word, but that's all I can really tell. So what are these microorganisms? I don't know. Here we have aids partner. Aid and abet would be to, assist in a crime. And apt name for a DNA expert. Dino? Like Dino? Dino DNA? No. What would this be? Gene. Yes, okay. Yes, because obviously we're dealing with genetics here. So, and gene is a name. It's a given name. Totally smitten. If you're totally smitten, you're... Oh, this doesn't look very good, actually. AIDS partner. Surely that's aid and abet. Maybe it's not. Totally smitten. Super. Oh, well, super could be uber in the, drawing from the German. If you're uber cool, you're super cool, I guess you could say. Here we have Commedia dell'arte, which is, I want to say this is applied to opera, but I could be wrong about that. But also, I could be wrong about something in this area generally, because I'm not actually, because totally smitten is gaga. If you're sort of head over heels in love, you're gaga, you're totally smitten. Okay, so that's right. So then, gut something, the microorganisms in the digestive tract. Gut, flora, like flora and fauna. Right, so sort of things that just naturally grow in the gut. That's what it is. Okay. And then conscript is a draftee. Okay, whoops, I misspelled this. This is Commedia dell'arte, so it's with an E there instead. So a draftee, someone who's been drafted or conscripted into the military. So here it is as a noun. So Stark daughter, Arya, that's certainly a name. I met someone named Arya the other day, although with a different spelling. Cornmeal, so let's see if that holds. Cornmeal cake in Colombian cuisine. Oh, arepa. Yep, there we go. That'll be it. That is indeed a cornmeal cake. And 50 minutes past the hour would be 10 to the next hour. So 10 to 5 is 4:50. If you made a choice, you opted, you chose something. And Capitol Hill staffer, so this is referring to a political aide in the U.S. legislature. And then sitcom narrator Mosby, Ted. I don't know who that is, but it's been filled through the crosses, so there we go. That'll be that. That's the answer. Fashion designer in The Incredibles. So this is in the Brad Bird film about the sort of superhero film, and no, not Brad, Edna Mode is the name of that character, who I believe is a reference to Edith Head of classic Hollywood. I believe that is the case. Okay, so what's this? Philosophically non-committal, agnostic, perhaps. Yes, there you go. Not, for instance, if you're religiously agnostic, you don't deny the existence of a God in general terms, but don't subscribe to any particular religious belief. But then, it may be referring to that here, but it may be referring to when it says philosophically non-committal, of sort of broader lack of adherence to a particular philosophical set of tenets or something like that. Anyway, here we have entre nous, which means literally between us in French, as it says here, between us. That is quite literally the meaning in French. And you're the one that I want for one. Oh, a duet. Is this from Greece, maybe? I think that's what it's from. Anyway, it's a duet sung by two singers. Europe's tallest active volcano would be Mount Etna, and a museum placard information would be the title of an artwork, I suppose. As simple as that. It'll have the artist's name and maybe some other information. Here we have True Blank, podcast genre. True crime is a very popular podcast genre. So what do we have here? We have, rotten, icky. Okay, so these are words that mean sort of disgusting in some fashion. So what might this one then be? I can't quite see it. Apologies if you can. Musical staff letters. Oh, right. Wait, is this? These are the letters representing the notes of a musical staff. So it's been so long since I regularly read music. This is very embarrassing. This looks like alibi sets. No, a line. So let's see. It would be E, G, B, D, F. Right. Okay. I'm glad this came up because it came up in the puzzle the other day. So these are the notes of the treble clef. The treble clef, the treble sort of staff on a musical score. And I just couldn't remember that's what this was. I was thinking, are these the strings of a guitar? No, of course not. There's 6 of those, and these wouldn't be the right notes anyway. So yeah, here's my opportunity to remark on my complete failure to remember that the other day. But yes, these are the letters of the notes that are listed on the treble staff of a musical score, which would be the right hand in a piano score, for instance. It was clued the other day, I think, by way of a mnemonic, and it was missing a word, or no, it just had the letters. But anyway, there are all different mnemonics people use for this. Every good boy deserves fun. Every good boy deserves favor. There are probably some others that aren't about every good boy, but there we go. I flubbed that the other day. All right, so incorporate as a hyperlink. You could embed a link into a website, and then Hawaiian goose is a nene, fairly commonly clued bird in the New York Times. Not incredibly common, but comes up every once in a while. Storm relief organization is FEMA. That's the U.S. federal organization that oversees disaster relief. Fallout is damage, so the fallout is something that's occurred. Oh, this is malignant. Okay, there we go. Rotten, icky, malignant. So these are all things with a very negative, insidious, or disgusting connotation. Nobel Peace Prize winner Sadat, Anwar Sadat, I would think, but let's check the crosses. Not automatic. Manual. Okay, yeah, so manual, if you have to do something yourself as opposed to it happening through some automated mechanism. It might be manual. Reference site familiarly. Reference site. Not sure what we're looking at there. Together in music. A deux. So, both together rather than alone. Let's see. So we have a couple musical clues today. Workout. Actually, 3 maybe. Workout units are reps. So, right, you might do a certain number of reps. So Anwar is certainly right. I mean, I wasn't really in doubt about that, but you always want to check the crosses. Reference site familiarly. Oh, wiki as in Wikipedia. That's what it is. Okay. And then slander. Someone might cry lies. That's not true. Copywriter's handbook, probably a style guide. So you might have that if you're working on staff in a journalistic enterprise and you have a style guide that indicates how you use various words or sort of abbreviations or punctuation. COVID-19 slangily Rona, maybe people sometimes refer to it as that, as a contraction of coronavirus. Yeah, actually, I think that's right, because then we spelled out nasty, which is another one of these synonymous words. So I think that's right. Let's look and see if we can finish this one. I tip my hat to you. Oh, hated. Okay, so yes, it's not just sort of decomposing. It's just sort of negative generally. Rotten, icky, malignant, hated, nasty. All very negative words. All right, phone screen array. Your apps on a phone screen. Bachelor party VIP. The groom. Yeah, of course. That would make sense. And then down and out. Natty? It doesn't seem right. Lead into algebra or calculus. You could have pre-algebra or pre-calculus classes in school. Epigram or elegy. Either one could be a poem. These things don't need to be poems necessarily, but they could be. Maybe traditionally they are, because it doesn't say comma e.g. So maybe in their strictest traditional definition they are poems. I don't know. But I would have expected these to be examples of a poem, to be an example of these things. Down and out, needy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you're down and out, you're needy. You're in need of assistance. Fizzy drinks are sodas. Hawaiian fish, mahi mahi. So Hawaiian fish, the reduplicative name. And word before day or difference. Same day, as in same day delivery, or same difference, as in no big deal. Start of the texter's 2 cents. IMHO, in my humble opinion. And Pyramus's beloved in myth. Pyramus and Thisbe. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't remember what the specific tale of Pyramus and Thisbe is, but I certainly remember the names. They're very distinctive. Okay, ready for use. If something's on tap, it's ready for use, you could say. Let's see if that works here. Messy, oh right, it's the theme revealer. Messy end to a relationship with a hint to this puzzle's shaded squares. A bad breakup. And then gridiron gains, abbreviation, are yards. Wall Street acquisition is, leveraged buyout, right. It's one of sort of, I don't know, I think it's often when a sort of private equity firm comes in, buys a company with leveraged funds. Anyway, I think it's the answer regardless of my poor explanation. Indecisive sound could be or or something. Oh, this is Epsom salts. There's salts from Epsom here in England, and they're used for soak in them if you're sore or recovering. So Thisbe spelled with an E. Okay, I did not remember that, but there we go. That's fine. So the indecisive sound is Give one's 2 cents. To chime in would be to offer your opinion or give your 2 cents. Hankering, if you have a hankering for something, you have an itch for it. Asian cuisine choice, Thai would be an example of a national cuisine of Asia. Feedback session in art school for short would be criticism. And then Ice Planet in The Empire Strikes Back. It's where that movie opens, on the planet Hoth. And then finally, largest empire in pre-Columbian America, the Inca Empire, indeed. And that's it. That was the Tuesday crossword. Fairly gentle, although not the actual. I mean, I think most people agreed that yesterday was just slightly trickier than the average Monday. I think this might be slightly trickier than the average Tuesday. I don't know. Let me know if you agree. I think it might have been. And let's look at our theme, our bad breakup theme. So yes, okay, so words that are in some sense synonymous with bad have been broken up. I didn't even really think about it after I entered it in the clue in the answer, but there we go: rotten, icky, malignant, hated, and nasty. Malignant, in fact, broken up twice. Must have been a very bad breakup. And there we go. That was the Tuesday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you fared with this one today. And I'll be back tomorrow for the midweek, mid-difficulty themed Wednesday crossword. So join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.